So I'll tell you one more thing before starting this. The pen screen is visible to you all.
Yes, sir.
So here, first of all, we'll try to understand what is AWS Network Firewall. AWS Network Firewall. See, when we talk about AWS Network Firewall, guys, so for AWS, we used to call it's a managed service, and it will provide network protection. Network protection. Now, what is the network in AWS we do have? That is VPC,
VPC.
Virtual Private Cloud. So this firewall will protect the virtual private cloud. Inside the VPC, if you see, there will be subnets. There will be subnets, right? So overall, we are going to protect the network. That can be your VPC, or you will be able to protect the subnet. So if you need to protect the network of AWS or VPC, that time you will be using the AWS network firewall. Is it clear to everybody? Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So the AWS network firewall, it used to be of two types. Type number one is stateless or stateful, and second one is your stateless. Stateless. First one is stateful and second one is the stateless. If you remember, I have told you already the differences between stateless and stateful. For example, let's say this is the internet and this is the inside network, inside, and here in between of it, we are using network firewall. Then this firewall, if this firewall is maintaining a table, maintaining a table means maintaining a state. Maintaining a table means maintaining a state. And in this state, it is taking the entry. If somebody is coming from the internet and going to inside, they will block. This firewall will block immediately. Why? Because it will check the source, it will check the destination, it will check the type of file generally. So if let's say this is internet, the source is the internet, and inside let's say 2.2.2.2. So first time if you will send a packet from inside, it will go to the firewall P1, packet 1, went from here to the internet. So here you will write source 2.2.2.2, destination 8.8.8.8. Packet P1 went from source to the destination, and then once again if it will return to the firewall, then firewall will check the past history of the same data, and if it will check whether it went from here only, then it will just allow this traffic to the inside. So source will become now 8.8.8, destination 2.2.2, packet will be returned. So it is maintaining a table. It means that it is a stateful. Stateless means it is not maintaining the table. Or you can say in AWS specifically, if you have, let's say this is your virtual machine, this is your physical machine. Now you want to access this virtual machine from your physical machine. You are using RDP, remote desktop protocol, right? Remote desktop protocol you are using to connect this virtual machine which is in internet. So here in this machine, in AWS we are using inbound rule and we are using outbound rule also. If RDP is there in the inbound an RDP is there in the outbound, then only this communication will happen. Neither it won't happen. If both are there in inbound and outbound, you can call it is a stateful. If in outbound you are taking RDP, in inbound you are not keeping anything, then this kind of setup will become stateless. Are you able to understand or not, guys? Are you able to understand, guys? Can you all hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So in network firewall, two things are really important in network firewall. First one is firewall policy, and second one is the rule group. So these two are really important because whenever you are going to use the firewall, first of all you will create a firewall policy. So this firewall policy will define some set of rules, and policy also, you can say some set of rules, protocol rules. This firewall policy will define some set of rules which will dictate how the traffic should move. Means firewall policy will dictate how the rules will be working. Means let's say it will help you to inspecting the traffic, which is incoming traffic, which is outgoing traffic. It will filter, and it will try to it will try to apply, you can say it will try to apply the rules to the traffic. So what all are the rules? Rules generally you will be keeping into the rule group, and rule group is nothing but it is you can say it is a rule of protocol plus source plus destination. It is a rule of protocol including source and destination addresses, so that easily you will try to match the traffic by using this rule. If it will detect something, then then it is not allowed, and if it will not detect, or if it will not match, it will not allow. If it will match, it will allow, right? Like that you will be able to set up allow, deny, you will be keeping in future also, right? So once you will do the lab, easily you will be able to understand. Okay, so shall we start the lab now, guys?
Yes, sir.
So in this lab, there is already one network firewall has been created for you. There is already one network firewall has been created for you. So if you go in AWS, you have to access the, for firewall, you will be going into the network. For firewall, you will be going into the network, guys. And in the network, means you have to access VPC. So let's search VPC here. Will it enter? So in the VPC, if you see the left menu, we do have this network firewall. Are you able to see the network firewall here, guys?
Yes, sir.
And this is the rule group also. We have rule group. Under the network firewall, you will be having firewall policies. Firewall policy will dictate all the rules to all the traffic, and the rule group is a group of rules which I have told you. So here in this lab, if you click on firewall, one firewall has been created for you. And the name of firewall is lab firewall. The name of firewall is lab firewall, and it is used with this VPC. You can see the VPC which has been associated, and which subnet, firewall subnet, basically your firewall is into which subnet, this info has been given to you. And uh, uh, let's say if you need to check additional details about this, so this firewall is having one firewall policy, that is lab firewall policy. As you can see, this is only the associated firewall policy. This policy will dictate entire rule group to apply on all traffic, and this is the associated VPC. This is your associated VPC. It means that you are going to protect this VPC. Now let's do it. So for example, let's say there is a machine also that has been given to you. One EC2 instance machine has been given to you, that will be running here, and this machine is test instance. This is the EC2 instance. And what is the problem with this machine? Whenever we are going to any untrusted website, we are able to download the malware from there. So it will come into this machine. So if I'll connect this machine from here, this is the Linux machine. We can connect it directly. Let's check it. It is not having public IP. So let's connect with the session manager. So once you will connect this machine, so there will be some source. Let's say here, if you do ls, there are so many files are coming. We will just clear up the screen and we'll just type cd here, and then ls, nothing is coming. Just type cd once after connecting the machine. So your present working directory will be /home/ssm user. Now once you will visit any website of malware, easily it will download. It will not detect, it will not check whether it is a malware or it is threat. It will not detect, it will simply it will download. So here it has been given a link. In the same lab it has been given a link, as you can see, wget http, this is the source and this is the file. These all are the malware, these all are the malware, these two all are the malware. So let's try once whether we are able to download this malware or not. So let's say it's working. It's guys, we are able to download it. See, this has been downloaded, and this is a malware. If we will do the cat here to see this file, it is having, you know, some set of script, anonymous script, and it's a kind of virus or malware, you can say. For now we are able to download this file. Let's try with the other one. So the second one, second one is also downloading. So both of the malwares are coming. And if you will be visiting to any website of malware, from there also if you try now, it will be downloaded. Then now we'll try to protect it. So if we need to protect it, guys, then you have to use the firewall. Now you have to use the firewall, and we are going to use the pre-created network firewall. And for example, let's say if we go to the firewall now, let's search here VPC. So what we have to do is we have to open this firewall, and under the firewall, if you open this, here we are able to see firewall policy. So you need to open this firewall policy, and you need to edit this stateless rule group. It is telling us to edit the stateless default action, choose edit. Stateless default action, this one guys, right? This one is stateless default action. So what exactly we are doing here? We are just forwarding the traffic. See, stateless default actions determine how network firewall should handle packets that don't match any stateless rule group that contained in the policy. You must set stateless default actions regardless of whether you define stateless rule group for this policy. So this will only dictate basically what should be, how the traffic should move on. So under this we are going to pass, use the same action for all packet, or we are going to fragment the packet. So choose how to treat fragment the packet, use the same action for all the packets. So already use the same action for all the packet we will select. In rule action, we will forward to the stateful rule group. We will forward to the stateful rule group. It means that whatever rule you will be setting, that rule will apply to all the traffic. Right? So this setting now forward all the packets to the stateful rule group for further inspection. See, first it was stateless, and from stateless we have forwarded all the traffic to stateful. In the stateful we will create some rules and accordingly we will filter the traffic. That's it you have to do, and you have to save it. Once after saving, now we'll create the firewall rule group. So in the firewall rule group, let's say in the left menu, there is an option of rule group. We'll just click here to create the rule group. We'll click here to create rule group. As you can see, it is managed firewall service for DNS queries that originates in your VPC. So it will you will just allow or deny any rule to block or allow the traffic. So here we'll give the name. So let's give the name here. We will be giving up the name of this rule. We are creating a stateful rule group. So it is asking a name. Let's say I'll keep rule 1, let's say. Or we can add the stateful rule group also here, and we'll add this all rule group. Okay, add rule group. This isn't working. So just give me a second guys. We'll go to firewall, and from the firewall if we click here and if we check the rule group, rule group will be here, create rule group. Let's say we'll give the same name, stateful rule group. We'll add the name stateful rule group, and we'll add this rule. It is
Sir,
saying
sir, there is network firewall rule group, sir. We are doing rule group, sir.
network firewall rule group. Yeah, here, sorry. We are doing the rule group. We are doing the DNS firewall rule group, right? We should go do with the network firewall rule group. Correct. So we have to access guys network firewall rule group. I just missed it out. Now we have to click on create rule group, and here we have to use a stateful rule group, and choose group format. So here you can use standard rule, standard stateful rule, and you can see it is specify the source and destination IP address and port protocol and other rules option. So if you might have aware about the access control list ACLs, so in ACLs, we used to filter the traffic based on the source, destination, IP, port, and protocol, right? Like the same here under the stateful rule group, you will be doing the same. If you select this, and then if you will be moving up to the next option, you will be getting the, what IP address you are giving into the source, what IP address in destination, what port protocol, and you will be keeping all these things, right? And if you need to block any specific domain, let's say you want to block the YouTube, or you want to block Netflix, or you want to block anything, so that also you will be able to block by using this domain list. And if you need to use the IPS, so IDS, so there is one suricata compatible rule string has been given. It is the advanced fire rule which is given by suricata rule syntax, and it is again an open source which will detect the malware, right? So any one of it you can use. So first of all, I'll be using suricata compatible rule string. And action order is strict actions you are going to take, strict actions as per this action order. It is telling us to select the action order, right? So it is rules are processed in the order that you define, starting with the first rule and then second rule. Like that it will work in the strict order. Action order rule with the pass actions are processed first, followed by drop, reject, and alert action. Like that it is just basically based on how you are going to follow the order. And then here you will give the name, stateful rule group, and to filter malware you can add here, and capacity you can give 100 in between of 1 to 30,000, and then we'll configure the rule. Now you see here, if you need to filter based on IP, you will be keeping up your IP here, your port number here, your variable resource here, but we are using suricata compatible rule string. So it has been given one rule string where we are defining such kind of message, such kind of data which is coming from untrusted websites or sources that should not download into the PC. So what we will do, we'll copy this and we'll paste it here, and we'll do the next, and then next again. No need to add a tag here. We can review and create the rule group, right? That's done. If you have created the rule group, and now the same rule group you have to attach with the firewall policy. So this is the state rule group, and it is telling add rule group to the policy. So we'll just click here, and you have successfully created the rule group, and you can now successfully attach it to the lab firewall policy. And these all are the rule group that has been given. What we can do is we can select this signature, threat detection. So these all are the signature that we can add on, here, so that it will detect, and we'll click on next, and we'll add rule group to the policy, right? So now the time is to test. So this is our machine, and I'll just clear up the screen and I'll show you the file. Last time when we tried to download, we have downloaded this file. So right now I'll delete this file, rm space minus rf space star. I'll delete all the files. Now if I'll do ls, no file, there is no file, all we have deleted. Now we'll try again to download. Let's check with the first one first. It is again downloading. Okay, let's check with the second one. It is again downloading. Oh, it is not working. Why so?
So for me, it's working, sir. It's not downloading again.
Yeah, it should not download. For me, it is not working. Maybe once we will refresh and maybe if we'll reconnect, then it won't work. Let's try. We'll copy again.
Select the toolbox for test.
It's downloading, guys. Somewhat is not working into this. I guess this rule, whatever we have added, this suricata stuff, I think
You are not selected stateful rule group, sir.
state
In policy,
where
in
uh, while
after
creating the
this
rule
step,
group,
yes,
while creating the rule group, let's create another
now
rule group. Stateful rule group we have selected, right? And here we have selected suricata, action is order. Next, rule group name, you can say that rule 2, and anything description, capacity we can give 200. And next, here we have to give this string, that is also correct. Next, optional, next, tag, next. Yeah, create rule group, created. Now we'll associate with the firewall policy. Add rule group to firewall policy now. So for most of you it is working, right? Let's do not select these options and then do the next. Done. Now let's try. Still it is downloading, you know.
Sir,
Hmm.
you have to add that rule in only stateful rule group, sir. Once we go to lab VPC, there we can add, sir.
In the lab VPC,
Firewalls, lab VPC, sir.
firewalls, just a second. Firewall, lab firewall.
In that stateful rule groups only we can add, sir.
In the stateful rule group only we have to add, you are telling.
There's an associated firewall policy, lab firewall policy.
Yeah, here.
Yes, sir. Stateful, sir.
Stateful. This one. This is the
Yes,
evaluation order.
action. Yes, sir, action, sir. There we can click on actions.
Which one you are telling? Stateful, this one?
Stateful. Stateful rule groups action, sir.
Stateful rule group action. Stateful
yes, sir,
rule
this
group
one only.
action. Yeah.
This one action.
Add unmanaged
unmanaged
stateful
stateful
rule
rule
groups, sir.
Add unmanaged stateful rule group.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Now we
There
will
we can add, sir.
add this. We can add both or we can add one only. It will start working. Right.
Both are
Very
same
good.
only, sir.
Yes.
Sir, but I didn't done this step, sir, but mine is working.
Yeah, even we used to do before it was working for me also. That's what, I was very much confident that it will work. RM space minus RF. Let's delete everything and now try. So now it is working perfectly, right? So we will add there in the stateful rule group, and after that it will start work. Okay. So one more thing we can try here. Let's say if we clear up the screen, and one more thing we can try. Let's say if you are creating some another rule. For example, let's say if you are going to check YouTube www.youtube.com. So it is working. See, curl, if we are keeping curl with YouTube, it is working. But if you will change, if you block it by keeping the domain, so again you can just create a firewall rule group. Once again we'll create a firewall rule group, and let's create one more rule group. This time we'll select domain list, right? We'll select domain list. And next, here you can give the rule name, rule 3, and descriptions, anything. And here descriptions you can give like blocking YouTube, right? Like that. And capacity 100 again. And then here domain list you can keep, as you can see. Domain name, so you can just write www.youtube.com and our youtube.com netflix.com, like that. Few domains you can add it here, and CIDR range if you want to define, you can, and whether action you want to allow or deny on this protocol, HTTP or HTTPS. So we are going to deny now, and we'll give to the next, and then again next, and next, and then we will create this rule group. As we have added that rule, this time again we'll try to add this rule so that we will be easily working on it also. Firewall, lab firewall, and we'll open this policy, and under this policy we'll add the rule here again, add unmanaged rule, and that is rule 3. We'll add this, and now this will also start working. So now if we try with YouTube, it is coming as it is. youtube.com. See, it is not coming now, right? It is just connecting with the YouTube now. Call youtube.com is not working. Okay guys, so you can try with the Windows machine also. If it will be in Windows, easily you will be able to see it. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear, guys? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
sir.
the next one is CloudTrail. Next service is CloudTrail, and then AWS config. We'll see few next services. Security, and yeah. So we have completed till here. Now there is also two services which has been given here without lab, guys. Without lab, there are two services. One is CloudTrail and one is AWS config. So I'll use this CloudTrail. to make you understand what exactly this CloudTrail is. See, it is again a monitoring tool, you can say, or auditing tool of AWS, which will record the entire activity of user. So we will be having this lab is also there, but once we will be learning the advanced part of it, the lab of this one will also come. So if I'll tell you what is CloudTrail, so this is an auditing tool, auditing service or tool, you can say. It will do audit means audit of what? It will do audit of events and activity, it will access all the log data. Basically, log means the activity, log means events or activity. If you do any events or any activity in AWS, that will be recorded into the log file, and you will be able to track it by using the CloudTrail. So what activity it will record related to AWS account? Let's say how many time you are login, how many time you are doing log out, and which user is creating what type of resources, kind of it. You will be able to easily track it. For example, let's say yesterday we have gone through the IAM. If you remember, yesterday we have gone through IAM, guys. You all remember IAM, Identity and Access Management?
Yes, sir.
So in IAM, we have created multiple users also. Let's say user 1, user 2, user 3. Now, these all the 3 users are in a group. They all are in a group, right? For example, they are in the group. Let's say EC2 admin group you do have, and they all are in that group. And here you have given permission in the policy that they can create and delete the machine. So now user 1 created a machine, and user 1 is working here on that machine. Meanwhile, user 2 will come and he will delete the machine. So user 1 will become angry. Who has deleted my machine? Our user 3 will delete the machine, so user 1 will become angry, because all the users are having same kind of permission. So the admin who will be sitting on the top means the root account user, root account owner. He will be using the CloudTrail service to identify who has created the machine and who has deleted the machine. By easily you can come to know. Understand, guys?
Yes, sir.
So CloudTrail is used to track the activity of user also. And what you are going to see, the value of CloudTrail and the features of CloudTrail. So how the CloudTrail work, as you can see, this will provide you the auditing, security monitoring, and operational troubleshooting also, because entire events, activity, or you can say actions, these all things will be recorded as a log into JSON format. As a log, it will store into JSON format, and you can store into S3. This log file you can store in S3. So for example, there is one service which is EC2 and other service is RDS. Now, who is accessing EC2? Who is accessing RDS? And what activity, what is the things happening behind every info related events, activity, actions will be recorded in one S3 bucket, and this S3 bucket can be owned by the root user. And then root user will use CloudTrail service to track the activity of the user by using these log files. And there is a lab that you will be doing in future whenever you will change the security group, or if you will modify something, then these things will get changed. So how does it work, guys? So as you can see here, an activity will happen in your account. So CloudTrail will capture and record that activity, which is referred to as a CloudTrail event. Once any activity will happen, it will record it as a event. And then what event? That event will have the entire details, like who performed the request, when the event has occurred, what was the time, date, what was the IP address, how the request was made, either by using console or by using CLI or SDK, which action were performed, whether the user has edited something, modified or deleted, where the action has occurred, in which reason the action has occurred, what the response was. Every info will be recorded in the log file that you will be calling it as a CloudTrail event. CloudTrail event. And then as you can see, it will be coming just like the same. So here you can see it is whatever has been done by any user, it is nothing but a CloudTrail event, a trial event it is. So which user has started the instance, is start instance, this activity has happened, event name, in which reason, EC2, what was the source IP, what was the time, what was the key that has been used, in which account ID, what was the principal, what is the ARN, every detail will be coming up into the event, guys. So that's why we are able to track it easily. Like the same somewhat more we do have, which is showing whether the instance which has been created, it is into pending state or it is into stop state, everything you will be getting. And how will you find out the log? So let's say if you will start storing the log file, so you will be using one S3 bucket to store. One S3 bucket to store the log file. So first of all, if you will list your bucket, you will be getting your bucket where you are going to store the log file. Inside the log, inside the bucket, there will be one folder which will be created by the name of AWS logs. Inside that folder, there will be another folder by the account ID. And inside the account ID folder, there will be a name CloudTrail. Inside the CloudTrail folder, there will be reason folder. Inside the reason folder, year folder will come. On the year folder, month folder will come. In the month folder, date folder will come. So you can see every day a different date used to be. So on each date, it will record the activity. It will record the activity that you will be doing in the lab, so that easily you will be able to understand. Okay, so this is your CloudTrail and the benefit of CloudTrail. What all are the benefits of CloudTrail we do have? So yeah, you can have the users and resource activity. The simplified compliance, it will be always on, so that entire activity will be captured. Security automations and analysis and troubleshooting, it will help. So basically these all are the areas where it is going to help you out. And moving further, we are having the CloudTrail best practice. So it is telling us how to use CloudTrail, in which way you will be calling it is in the best practice. So there are few things that you need to remember. So it is telling just turn on CloudTrail log file integrity validation. Means wherever you are storing the log file, log data, that should have the integrity validation. Means it should have, whenever it is changing, let's say, because if somebody will modify something, so that data will get changed. So you should be able to validate. It should not be, anybody from outside can come and modify the log file and then go. It's not like that. and you have to aggregate all the log file in a single S3 bucket. So we should keep our log file in the single S3 bucket, and we should ensure that CloudTrail should be enabled globally in all the region, and you should restrict access of S3 where you are storing the CloudTrail logs, and you can integrate with the CloudWatch also, so that easily you will be able to monitor the services. That is the end of this cloud trial.